Hello, it's my second time making this video. Sorry. I got on this whole spiel about trading philosophy. And I was just like, who's going to listen to this? So I'm going to keep it simple. And oh my gosh, bro, if somebody leaves me a comment, I'll send you some XRP. I promise you. Some engagement would be so awesome. I'll send you like the minimum amount, but wouldn't that be fun? And then once I start making like good trades, I'll start sending more XRP. So there's your incentive to leave a comment. I just want to know you guys. Okay, here we go. By the way, this is where I went to bed. Right here. On the 2 hour, I was like, you guys. Where is it? Yeah, right here. On the 2 hour, we're looking at this bearish divergence. Not here, so it can't be here, but it can be from here to here. And from here to here. And then it just pumped and it broke this divergence. And so then they both pointed up. Ugh. So yeah, that divergence got canceled. However, these two. So this is where I went to bed. Like in the video, I was like, I don't know. You know, it looks like it's going to punch through or whatever. Then it punched through. And so I was like, c'est la vie. So the divergence basically got canceled. Right here. So, I mean, that was brutal. But it got canceled right there. However, when it was canceled, a new bearish divergence was created right here. And right here. And I was asleep right here. I literally woke up and I looked at this. This is where I looked at the charts. And I'm long. I was long here and I sold $200 profit, something like that. My account is almost 30,000, so it's almost back to where it was. And so anyways, here's, oh, this is the philosophy thing that I got. Oh, I was just yapping on about. Okay, I'm going to do the boiled down version for you guys. And that is, if you take the emotion out of trading and you just play the divergences and you don't full port, then you should be a pretty decent trader. What ends up happening with me is I get heavily invested. What I would like is to be able to have an account that allows me to purchase 100,000 XRP and trade with 100,000 XRP, either long or short. That's what I want. That's what I'm trying to get to. And the reason being is because 20,000, like, I'll even show you right now. Like, if I have a 20,000, let's do 18,000 right here, because I don't know, it's probably going to go up a little bit. If it goes up 5%, well, that's a lot of percentages. Let's just go to 1%. There's 1% right there. So 1% is just above this line. So take profit just above that line. That's $626. Oh dear. I don't know what's going on. How much room do we I bought it at the wrong time. Let's look at the larger time frames. Okay, we got some room. Okay. It's probably not going to look very pretty for a little while though. It's probably going to be something like down here. Oh gosh. Okay, well, the take profit is at 1%. That's $626. Now let's multiply that by 5. So 626 times 5 is $3,000. That's a 1%. If we swing at 5%, then that's $15,000. To me, that's a better number. So that's the reason why trading with 100,000 XRP is really what I want to do. So what does that mean? It means that my account size, I need my account size to be larger. You know, like, I don't know. I think it makes a lot of sense for me to have at least 50 grand in there to be trading with 100,000 XRP. And, you know, that's at 100,000 XRP, like, at $3. If it's $4, then I better have, like, more money in the account by then. So, so it's important, for me to be able to do that. Why? Because I'm good at this. I'm good at doing this. If I can get less emotional, I'm calling every single one of these divergences. And they're easy to spot now. I'm starting to understand. The RSI, I'm still learning, but I'm kind of like, I'm really good at spotting the divergences anyways. And anybody else, I'm sure, is good at that, or can at least figure it out and become good at it, because it's not a difficult thing to learn how to do. Now, when you have a swing of 10%, that's, what was it? 626 times 5 is a 5%. Oh, times 2, that's 10%. That's $6,200. I think it's more than that. Like, let's go back up to that day right there. And that, what is this? This is $4,930. And what is the distance? 7%. So let's say, well, do I need to do the math on a calculator? It was 7%, oh, times 5, right? That's it. 25,000. So if I had 100,000 XRP here, and it made a 7% move, that would be a $25,000 profit. And that's what I want to do. Like, that's what I want to do right there. And right now, I'm making like this 20,000 XRP trade is a heavy trade for me. I do believe that we are bullish, only because I thought there was a bullish divergence here. Yeah. So I know this is a little bit old, but there is a bullish divergence. It is kind of old. So, but now we can look at the 1 hour and we can see that there's probably some more room in here. It's kind of an old trade though. It is kind of an old trade. So it could go the opposite direction. And I'm using cross mode right now. So I might want to get out of this. The reason why I'm in cross is because I've got some open orders down here. And I don't want to use isolated mode because I've got a lot of orders down here in the small number range. 30 cents, 45 cents, 51 cents, 20 cents, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 100,000 XRP, 100,000 XRP, 500,000 XRP, 100,000 XRP. So that's another reason to get my account size up, because as of right now, with cross mode, if these orders were to get filled, then my liquidation point on my full account is very near zero. And what I want is for my liquidation point to be at like negative 10 cents or something like that, because I just don't want to get liquidated at all if these orders are filled. So that's just in case there's some kind of a black swan event. So anywho, up here, looks like we are in no man's land. If I'm being honest, this does not look like a V-shaped recovery to me. This is a V-shaped recovery. This is a V-shaped recovery. This could be. Little hesitation and then it takes off, but the reason why I'm not convinced is because the same reason why I was short here and up $8,000 here, I was expecting it to come down to 280 or something like that, and it didn't. No, it was here. It was here. So it didn't. But I am really good at spotting these. Let's find this this one here. We've got ourselves a bearish divergence. There's your spot. Yes, it pumped and yes, it canceled out, but the trend, it was a trend reversal indicator. And it just went down, down, down. Here's your trend reversal indicator. Right here. Up, up. Here's another trend reversal. Down. I don't see anything here. I do see this. And I wonder what that looks like on the 15-minute. No. It only shows up on the 5-minute. Right here. And then we've got ourselves another bullish divergence right here. And so look, like some of these are big and some of them are small. It's just the name of the game. This one ended up becoming big. Not immediately, but it became big. Did we get another? No. So not showing up on the 5-minute, but anyways, so some of them are big, some of them are small. That's just the name of the game. You always want the big ones. And, or at least I do. And so here we are. We've got ourselves another big trend reversal, bearish divergence. And it was canceled out the first time, but it formed again. And what was I was emotional right here. I was emotional. And I went to bed. I was tired. I only slept like 4 hours that like 36-hour period. And so here we go. We're looking at another trend reversal. Well, not on the 5-minute, but it does show up on the 15-minute. But it's kind of concerning. If I were to look at this right here, from here to here, and from here to here, I could say, well, that's a bullish divergence. On the 5-minute. And on the 15-minute, it's showing up right here on the same bottom side momentum wave. And we are currently in the process of losing money. We're currently in the process of working out this top side momentum wave. Oops. So I do believe that it might continue some like higher, but I don't know, like I might get out of this trade. Depends on if this momentum wave keeps going. So looking at the smaller time frames, money flow looks like it wants to stay up and floating. VWAP is coming back up. So that's good news. And if you look at this momentum wave, it does look like it's turning. So it could result in a larger it could keep pushing for a larger topside momentum wave, meaning that, you know, it could, I mean, I got in at the wrong time, but it could come down here and keep going. So, but I was just kind of showing you guys what a 7% profit would be. 7% profit is $4,900. I thought it was more than that. $4,900. Oh, it's 5. Yeah. So 5,000 times 5 is 25,000. And that's 20. Yeah. Okay. So if we were trading with 100,000 XRP as opposed to 20,000 XRP, then there you go. So what I might start doing is just not doing these little baby trades and just doing these larger trades. 20,000 XRP. Until I'm prepared to do, oh, let's look at USDT. So what ended up happening? Wow. Okay, so it did, so this was the fake out. So this is a bullish divergence. And then it was canceled out with the rest of this momentum wave. So it then goes down, and then it goes down as well. So no bullish divergence. But this divergence did indicate what was going to happen. It didn't happen right away. It was like a premonition. And let's take a look at that. Wow. I don't know. I think I should get rid of that. This is 3. It's hard to tell. Maybe it shows up on the 15-minute. Oh, it does. Okay. Oh, wait. That's not a bullish divergence. So I thought that this was going to happen and it was going to go up. This happened, but it dropped and then it went up. And there's no real divergence. I mean, there's this right here. That's bullish. So here we go. We got one bullish divergence on the 2 hour and the 1 hour. We have another bullish divergence on the 15 minute. And it just kept going down. And there were no other divergence patterns. There was no bearish divergence. Let's look at this right here real quick. Yeah, there's no divergence pattern here. There's none here. There's none here. None there. From here to here. This is like a bullish divergence if we're measuring the tops. But we get that right here as well. We get it right here. So this is interesting because we do get a bullish divergence indicating that we're probably at the bottom. And so we have on the 15 minute, 1, 2, 3, 3 bullish divergences. On the 2 hour and the 1 hour, let's see, was it 2 hour only? On the 2 hour, let's look at the 1 hour. Yeah. On the 1 hour, we get this bullish divergence. But the momentum wave wasn't done. It dumped again. Let's look at it on the 45 minute. Yeah. So it's like a separate wave on the 45 minute. But when we did this, it was like we looked, this momentum wave looked like it was done and it was going to go to the upside. That's not what happened. What ended up happening is it changed direction back down. But all of the indications on the way back down was that this was bullish. Bullish, bullish, bullish. And now, and this is when we get this dump. So all of that was here. It was, no, I mean, all the bullish stuff was here. And so then here, how long ago is this? This is 10 hours, 30 minutes ago. $23 hours, 12 hours. Oh, right here. 4 hours, 5 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours. Okay, 10 hours. We need to look right here for a divergence. And we got it. On the 15 minute, I better be more clear on the 5. It's actually more clear on the 15. So we got it. Here's our divergence pattern. And if that wasn't enough for you, then technically this one, this momentum wave is smaller than this one. And this price action is higher than this one. So it's more clear here. What I could do is I could draw a second, so just to keep it simple. But yeah, we got that. And so we have the bearish divergence confirmed. And I don't see any trend reversal. Let's look here. Yeah, more bearish. On the 5-minute. So we're going to keep following this. And it's just going to keep dumping. So we're going to keep making money. Cool. So let's just keep an eye on that. And I will probably just limit my position size to 20,000 XRP. And when I make a, okay, what I want to stop doing is this right here. Look at this Christmas tree. Just got little sparkles everywhere. Like, I need to stop doing this. And by the way, y'all, I know that there's only one, but like if they showed the number of times that I bought, then it would be one, and then another one below it, another one below it, another one below it. I would have like a daisy chain of like 10 per 1 hour candle. I'll show you. See, I have a problem, y'all. Oh dear. So anyways, let's go back to the 1 hour. And here we are. We're at $98 in profit and not feeling bad at all because we are just, now there's no trend reversal, there's no divergence, it's just dumping. USDT is just dumping. That's it. That's all. It's just dumping. No divergence pattern being spotted is a good sign. And what else is a good sign is 10. It's 10, 10. Oh, I hope you guys made your wish. Okay. So, so that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's been 30 minutes. We've done enough TA. We might be in a V-shaped recovery pattern right here. We might. If we are, it's probably going to come up this way. And I will be cautious of $3. 303, 302, $3. That's $2,000 of loss. So I will be cautious of that. So I will be keeping an eye on my situation here. I don't know what to set the stop loss for, so I'm not going to touch that at the moment, but you know, I got into the top of this momentum wave on the 15 minutes, so I'm just kind of expecting it to maybe come down and then do this again. But if this is the end of this momentum wave, then I could expect to see a bigger price reduction. Like it could come down to here. What is that? 309.30. If it came to 309, 309.30, that's 175. And maybe I need to start doing stuff like that, but yeah. You guys, I'm just trying to become a better trader and become less emotional and ultimately get comfortable with making 100,000 XRP trades. And the way to do that is not by doing 2,000 XRP trades, but to do 20,000 XRP trades That way, the next step is 40,000 XRP trades. And when I'm constantly like, let's look at this real quick. What I need to see is went up to 100. Oh my. Oh, invite friends. Okay. What friends? I don't even get any comments. Even when I offer to buy them. Okay. The offer still stands. I'll send you guys like 2 XRP if you send a comment. Futures account. I think this is where you see your P&L. Yeah. I want to see P&L analysis. $30 days. So I lost 15,000 in a day. I don't remember that. Today's P&L, 7-day P&L is $3,000. 30-day P&L is $11,000. Anyways, this looks fun. So this needs to be a smoother, less jagged. It needs to be smoother, and it needs to be up. We need to get this up to, well, the next goal is 40,000. I'm at 30,000. The next goal is 40,000. And the way we're going to get there is without emotion, with no emotion. And now, since I'm making money on this trade, I'm not going to FOMO in and buy 20,000 more XRP because, you know, 40,000 is better than 20,000, especially when you're looking at profits. No. I'm going to chill. And we'll just kind of take a look at... Here's the thing. I always get mad when people say, here's the thing, and I just said, here's the thing. It's probably not the first time this video even. Okay. Here's the situation. I need to just become emotionless when it comes to trading. That doesn't mean I can't be a bubbly bubblegum person. Because I'm definitely, I love being bouncy. I also got a keyboard over there. And so I can get some of my creative juices out too. Oh my gosh. I'm getting myself all worked up right now. Okay, anyways. When it comes to trading, I just need to become emotionless. And I need to decide what the number is. Once I hit 40,000, maybe my position size should be 30,000 XRP. If XRP is still in the $3 to $3.30 range, it'll be account size 40,000, XRP position size 30,000. And once I get up to 50,000, then I might be able to do 40,000 XRP trades. So I'm in a hurry to spot these divergences, make good trades, make good decisions, make them at the right time, and get out at the right time as well. And the way that you spot the exits is by trend reversals. And if you guys know anything about trend reversals, we always get a FOMO. Look at this. Case in point. So spotted here. It was spotted here. So this was a good time to look to get out. It was a good time to be like, okay, maybe think about reversing the trade and getting into a short position. And by the way, I know like everybody says XRP is going to $10,000. Don't ever short XRP. Listen, if you're going to be a trader, be a trader. Period. Okay? If you short XRP, just put a stop loss in. Period. The things about never shorting, I don't like that. I don't like that. And it's like the FOMO or whatever, like how much money could you have made here? This is 10,000. If it was a 20,000 XRP trade at 7%, that's what? That's 5,000? Yeah, 5,000. So it could have been a $5,000 trade right here. Yes, I would like for it to be a $25,000 trade. Tell me about it. But I'm not allowed to do that yet. I'm just going to make my decisions to stick with the show, stick with the game plan. And then, you know, so here, like right here, here's our bullish divergence. Did I get in here? No, I got in all the way up here, but it's a trend reversal. I did get into a trade down here. It was like 2,000 XRP and I rode it all the way up. If this was 20,000 XRP, then this would be like 500 or 400 or something like that, because we're seeing like a 100 XRP, you know, or $100 profit from here to here, 150. So yeah, this could be like a $500 profit right here. Anyways, trend reversal. I'm keeping an eye out for these trend reversals. And by the way, I have learned that you can look at the tops and bottoms if you're looking for a bearish divergence or something like that. It's okay to look at the inside of a momentum wave. It's okay to look at the inside. You don't have to look at only tops, okay? You can look inside the momentum wave top, like you can look at this part right here and say, I'm seeing a major bullish divergence or a major bearish divergence if I'm measuring the tops. If I'm measuring the tops here, oops. Or if I'm measuring if I'm measuring the bottoms here, like here. Or it was so bearish, but like if you're measuring the bottoms inside of here for a bearish divergence, if you spot something here like momentum going up but price going down. So anyways, it's okay to do that too. All I'm saying is that you can get as creative as you want, and I'm starting to become more and more confident with what I'm spotting. And all they are to me is a trend reversal. Now, what happens when you drop like a bounce ball? Like it's gonna bounce and then it's gonna bounce. And what happens if the floor, like okay, so obviously a bounce ball drops and the bounces get smaller as it gets closer to the ground. But what happens when like it starts punching it to go up higher and higher? Well, you get the bullish trend right here, but like it's gonna bounce and it's gonna bounce and bounce and keep bouncing upwards. So we might start seeing something like Oh my gosh. We might start seeing something like this, where it bounces upwards. And okay, let's get rid of that. So I'm just going to keep an eye out for divergences. That's all. That's all I'm saying. So, whoa. There's a bearish divergence. I might get out of this trade. All of this is no pattern or no divergence created. If I'm measuring the bottoms, then that's bearish. See what I'm talking about right here? So if I'm measuring from here, if this is an indication as to what this is going to look like, then this is bearish. And if that is bearish, then we need to get out of this trade. So I'll put my stop loss at $64 profit, which would give me $40 after paying for my fee. And I don't know, because we're on the 5 minute. I don't know what our larger time frames look like. There's nothing here. This is bullish. This is bullish. But the smaller time frames, I'm getting two bearish divergences right after each other. So this was the bullish one that came up here, and we have another bullish one on the 5 minute, which is around the same time as the 15 minute. But there's two bearish divergences that are forming. If this one keeps going up, then that'll be canceled. It looks like it's trying. It looks like it's trying to keep going up. Because right now, if it rounds over, then it's bearish. It's hard to tell, but it is. So it could be canceled. So this one would be one bearish divergence. I don't like that divergence right there. I don't. And then we're looking at from this to here. Like this is pretty much straight across, and this is down there. If I'm measuring this dot, then technically this is bullish. And that's hard to tell. This is hard to tell. I almost don't want to touch this one right here. So, yeah. We're not out of the woods. We're not out of the woods, that's for sure. It would be much nicer to be trading with 100,000 XRP because it would be 5 times 200, which is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It would be $1,000 profit right here instead of $200. But I'm learning that the stress level is something that I've got to pay attention to, and I can't get emotionally and too attached to these trades. So when my account size is like a lot higher, 30,000, then I can do, 40,000, then I can do larger, like $30,000 or 30,000 XRP trades. And so, anyways, but yeah, it's tough right now because y'all look, well, let's look at here. We're on the 5-minute USDT. This has got to keep coming down. It's just got to keep coming down. Oof. Okay. Okay. Oh, good. Okay. All right, all right, all right. We can get rid of this one. So we have one bearish divergence that formed here. Undoubtedly bearish. Our second bearish divergence got canceled out. And so it's like this one and then the second one, but this one got canceled out because the momentum wave ended up going higher. That's what happened. The price and momentum went up down here. So we can go ahead and cancel this one out. So we're just going to keep an eye. We're just going to keep an eye out. And I might, drag that up a little bit, but I kind of want to I don't want to get stopped out because we are at the top of this momentum wave. And if I look at the 15-minute, what shows up in the 15-minute? Yeah, so it shows up here on the 15-minute, bullish. Shows up here, bullish. It does not show up here on the 5-minute. It does as bearish. So we might be in the middle of something where it's going to do this and maybe even come all the way up to here and it comes down. I'm just not convinced that we're done with this downtrend. This was the original target right here at $2.50 something cents. And I mean, it's possible. Look how close it was here. So I don't know. It's possible. Now let's look at the trends for the day. This was an up and a down day. This was an up day. This was a down day. We are in the midst of figuring out if we're in an up or a down day at this point. So we don't have an answer yet. Up day, down day. This is when I started doing the days. It's like a day and a half anyways. Every day and a half there seems to be some kind of a trend reversal. So we could have a day like this. Let's do some bars. I believe this is it, or this. Let's do some bars from here. Is it this? Where is it? Something like this right here. Where it struggles. Little up, little down. And then we can get a push to the downside. Okay, this has gone on for longer than I thought it was going to. Thank you guys for hanging out. I definitely appreciate you. Leave a comment if you want at least 1 or 2 XRP. That's $6. I'm only going to do this to one person, by the way. Bye.